What's going on, everybody? Deacon here. And believe it or not, one of the most popular videos on my channel is my 5 cologne scenarios and the situations that I wear them. So if you haven't seen it already, you can click on the picture here, and I've also left a link in the description below. And because of this, I figured, why not make another one? But before we get into the list, I want you all to know one thing. This is when I first got into buying colognes. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I did something that you're really not supposed to do, and that's blind buy fragrances. But let's get into the list with the 5 colognes that I regret purchasing.
Number 5, Colognes Pour Un Homme. Here's the story behind this particular cologne. I was looking up colognes that had a good lavender and vanilla scent and came across A Taste of Heaven by Killian. That was until I saw the price and said, no sir. So the fragrance that drew the closest comparison was Colognes Pour Un Homme. I saw it for a great price on Amazon and decided I would take a chance. Big mistake. Now don't get me wrong, it is probably as good as people say it is, especially for it being around as long as it has. I just think I got a bottle that was in Amazon's warehousing a little too long. Basically, it had little to no lavender scent and a very strong alcohol smell that reminded me of the alcohol at a barbershop where they keep their combs and other utensils sitting in. After that, I said I would never blind buy again, which that turned out to be a lie, and I sent it back to Amazon. Number 4, Gucci by Gucci for Men. This one I bought from a coworker who literally bought it during our lunch break earlier in the day. It doesn't smell bad at all, but after a few times wearing it, I just don't care for it. Matter of fact, it's just sitting in my master bathroom under the sink. No proper storage whatsoever. I only bought it because I was interested in starting my cologne collection. I thought this would be a good starter, and I didn't pay full price for it. I mean, I only bought it from him for $40, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's a steal compared to paying $60 plus that I would have paid if I would have bought it from Macy's or anywhere else. Number 3 is Bond Number 9, New Harlem. This was another blind buy based on reviews I heard from YouTube. I had already fallen in love with YSL's L'Homme, therefore I wanted anything that had a smell anything close to it. That main thing that I kept hearing is it smelled like pancake syrup and coffee, had great sillage, and lasted hours on the skin. All of those things are still true even to this day. I just got tired of smelling like syrup and coffee for 10 to 12 hours out of the day. It also doesn't help the fact that I almost paid $200 for it. Number 2 is the original Fahrenheit. If you saw my first cologne video, then you will know that I like Fahrenheit 32. I purchased this based on the reviews on both YouTube and Amazon, especially the one where a lady claimed she followed a man that had this scent. Come to find out, my wife doesn't like the leather nor petrol or gasoline scent that this fragrance has. Because of that, I never really tried to wear it for a whole day, just to see whether or not it would grow on me. It's properly stored, but will probably never see the light of day again past this video. And number 1 is L'Eau d'Issey Pour Homme by Issey Miyake. This story is funny mainly because the next day after I just purchased the Gucci by Gucci from my coworker, my supervisor at the time let me try out this cologne. I was a fan instantly and decided I wanted to get it. This has great longevity on my skin, great sillage, and has a citrus smell that I like even if it is synthetic. That was until I let a comment on basenotes.com ruin it for me. Now I know everyone isn't going to like the same thing, but when someone said it reminded them of their grandmother's bathroom, I was done. Mainly because that comment took me back in the day when I was young and was in my aunt's house using one of her bathrooms. Sure enough, it had a very similar smell and the sign on the wall that read, "If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be a sweetie and wipe the seedy." I never wore it again, and shortly after that, I found out about Creative Venice and never looked back. So now this fragrance has been reduced to an air freshener for my bathroom. Talk about the irony.
Well, that was my list, but what I want to know from you all is, have you ever purchased a cologne or perfume or any kind of fragrance that after you bought it and you got home or you tried it out, you said to yourself, I shouldn't have bought this? But that's all I have for you guys today, and as always, be wise, and until I see you guys next time,